So for the next few days, we're going to be working on this project. Now with this, you'll have a little bit of student choice and you'll also be able to get a little bit more creative. But what I'm really testing you on is your ability to look at characters, shapes, detailed things, and break it down to its basic shapes. You're going to be utilizing a lot of pen tool, shape builder, fill and stroke to make this happen. You'll also need to know how to arrange things in front and behind. So first things first is you're going to pick your character. You've been given 3 categories, mild, medium, and caliente. You are expected to do one of each category, but you will be given many days to do so. Now, I will provide small little videos on how to create these shapes and these characters, but what I want you to really focus on is breaking them down into their smaller parts. So I'm going to pick the little cute Pikachu, for example. If I was going to make the eyes and the cute little cheeks, I would probably just rely on my regular ellipse tool, right? And I'm going to use a lot of Control Y to make this happen. And what this allows me to do is like really just create stuff without having to worry about my color hiding my things. So I'm not even worried that that eye is white. It doesn't matter. I'm going to control um, and paste and copy here to make the other eye. I'm just going to match things up. So not everything requires the pen tool, but what would require the pen tool is maybe the base of the body. So everything that's a different shape is a different path. So for example, the tail, I would draw the tail out as its own entity separate from the body. So I'm using all the tricks. I'm holding Alt to change the direction of my handle. Right? I'm clipping things. I'm drawing straight lines and curved lines. I'm not worried about where this tail goes because it's behind his body, so it won't matter. Now when I draw the body, I can consider really what I need here for the ears, for the base of the body, and I'm using the things we've been practicing, which is not putting too many anchor points down, really thinking about handle placement, thinking about how to use Alt to move my handles when I have a handle that's too long, going back and clicking on the last anchor point to clip a handle if it's in the way. All the techniques we've been talking about the last week or two, we're putting into practice today. So I'm going to go around this whole shape and you're going to see my handles here a little long. I'm going to go back to Alt and kind of shorten this. There we go. If you have your hand on the Alt button, it's a really good practice while you draw. Now what I'm doing is basically making the base of the Pikachu and really considering where my anchor points go. Now, this Pikachu has a yellow base with a black stroke. Now, because I flattened the picture, you're only going to be able to steal the yellow. You're going to have to manually go and put a stroke on most of your shapes for this activity. Okay? And now once I have that, I can take my little tail and do the same thing. And because this tail is behind the body, it didn't matter that I had some extra points here. Right? And I can hit Control Y again and go back and continue building this. So some of these things require pen tools, some of them don't. Another thing you're going to see is a lot of these little lines, right? They're like expression lines. It's in a lot of the characters you have. For these, you don't need a fill. You just simply need a stroke because it's just a line. So for example, if I want to put his sad little face, I'm just going to draw this little line. I'm going to hit Enter when I'm happy. Hit Command Y again. And I don't need a fill or anything because all I need is the black of the line. So if I move this over just to show you, it's just a black line. That's it. A lot of the little extra things you're going to need are just strokes and no fills. Same thing with his little hands. Okay, so what you're going to do is focus today on just your mild character. You're really going to work on your layers, saving often, and using a mixture of tools to make this happen. As the week builds, we'll get to medium and caliente. You only have to do one of each category. Eventually, towards the end of this assignment, you're going to be putting your final products in these areas here. So you have your mild location, your medium, and your caliente. Eventually, we're going to end this project with you taking the designs you made, making one more copy, and then tweaking the characters to make them your own, either by applying a whole new color scheme, adding different attire to your character, or even making new accessories like a bag, a weapon, something like that to make it different. We will have a few days to work on this, so pace yourself, be precise, zoom in, and be patient. This takes precision, detail work, and a lot of patience, but you got this. Good luck.